What's up, 619 Nation? We're back again with another video.
So you know 619 1.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Ski.
Yes, sir. Ski. So I had a question for you today.
Okay.
How did you know that our relationship was worth marriage?
All right. So did these. I took 3 deep breaths. You know, I want to be able to, you know, express how I feel, you know, from the top of the head. Nothing was written down, and this is just something that I wanted to express freely without feeling like, okay, I have to think about it. You know, I wanted to just flow and just, you know, come out. Starting going back to the time period where we first started talking, you can ask her, like, marriage was not something that I ever thought about. It was, we had conversations about this. Honestly, I guess you could just say baby father, maybe, I don't know, or the father of, you know, my kids, whatever you want to say, you know. Yeah, I guess that's how I, you know, envisioned my life. But I also envisioned my life with just me still not slowing it down and just being able to do whatever I want, right. You know, and not just settling down for anything. But as I got into a relationship and I've grown stronger and started realizing, you know, what I wanted out of a relationship and what she was feeding me out of a relationship, you know, a strong woman, somebody who has a backbone, someone who's a go-getter, someone who's ambitious, someone who can make me go, someone who can make me feel like, you know, it's not the end of the world, you know, when you fail, you gonna, you know, she could pick me back up no matter what. And I feel like if this is someone who can, you know, push you to keep going and, you know, goes through the ups and downs and they're still there for you, you know, even days where, you know, I did not feel like going, she encouraged me, you know, conversation, the late night conversations, you know, even if we're having our, you know, arguments, it's all about the communication. Are you guys able to, you know, communicate to come to a conclusion about, you know, what is going on between the relationship? So we had our ups and downs like crazy. Like we had big moments where, you know, we took a break from each other and naturally we gravitated back to each other. It wasn't like something like that was forced, like we just stopped talking, and
it wasn't even for long kind of thing.
It was like 3 to 4 months, I think, if I'm not mistaken. 3 to 4 months. It was, you know, that right there.
But we still were communicating the whole time. You know, it's not like we were in that space to see one another every day, but it was more so like we also could not stop communicating with one another.
It was
like, even if we did, like, it was just like I need to speak to you.
Yes, it was like I feel like I have my time and my run with multiple females, and it never made me feel the way I felt. Like I felt like I could not stop talking to you. I felt like I could not, you know, stay away from you. I feel like I couldn't, you know, basically in the sense, you know, be without you around inside, you know, my space and just being with me.
And that's so crazy because it's like I feel those same emotions, and I feel like that's why it felt like we could really get married one day. Like we have grown and matured together. I feel like, you know, it's so nice hearing you say this stuff because, you know, these are the things that I wonder about. You know, are you thinking about the feelings that I give to you? And I feel like girls always naturally do that.
I'm not the person to, you know, naturally just tell you how I feel. I am the type of person who like to hold things in.
He's more of a I will show you through actions.
Yeah, through actions. But I wanted to actually, you know, do this video so I can actually express how I really feel. So, you know, we get the in and outs, and you guys get the in and outs of our relationships.
And where our mind is progressing to.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. I feel like and you know, it's kind of cool to even it's like even kind of cool to like get your perspective on it, because I feel like as a woman I'm constantly thinking like, how can I be as a wife? Am I doing the things that show that I can not only provide for you, but I can provide for a larger group of us? And I feel like we naturally like assimilated to like, you know how people think about like synchronicities that happen as a couple. I feel like we naturally just had that as well. Like,
I personally felt like, you know, I had my run-in with just, you know, guy friends who, you know, had me going down the wrong path.
Yeah,
and
that too. We had to like get that out.
We had to think about that, and I feel like, you know,
well, not to cut them off, but it was like prioritizing things, and in prioritizing things is like certain things drifted away.
Yes, exactly. And then those, it's crazy because those same people that, you know, I guess you could say drifted away from, I don't talk to anymore.
Yeah.
And it's not because, you know, I just naturally just like, you know what, I'm gonna just stop talking to you because, you know, you are leading me down the wrong path.
It was like,
it wasn't that.
Focusing on,
I'm just focusing on me and my relationship and what can I do
I think it's more so
to be in a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
I feel like before I started talking to her, I was about before like 18, 19. So I was, you know, at 18, 19, you still running around having a good time.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about, you know, what things you can do to, you know, become successful.
Yeah.
I think once I got into a relationship, she installed that to me, like, you need to start thinking about your future, you need to start thinking about what you want to do to become successful. And success isn't based off of, you know, being seen on TV or being seen on YouTube. You know, our definition of success is being able to provide for our family, not emotionally and financially. So if I can do that and not feel like, oh, you know, I have to think about the next dollar, then we succeeded in life. I don't need $10 billion to feel like I succeeded, because I feel like I'm succeeding right now with her because we're always thinking about what's the next move to better ourselves.
And it's more so like recognizing the past accomplishments and how what you're doing now is topping what you were doing before.
Exactly.
I feel like that's the main thing that we try to prioritize in our relationship too. Let me talk about why I knew that you were meant to be with me. Okay, for me now.
But you open up a little bit more than me, so.
I'm the open, expressive one in our relationship. I'm the one asking a whole bunch of questions. I'm the one that's trying to force the conversations most of the time. I knew that I always wanted to be with a guy that looks just like John. Like, I say this to everybody all the time. Like, I want me a tall man. He had to be chocolate, a nice smile, sweet, athletic. I want my son to learn basketball, so he got to be into basketball. I want to be my man's personal cheerleader kind of thing. And I knew I just wanted to, like, build a home, build a life, and have, like, a healthy, stable relationship. One who's accepted me, my past, what comes with me, and can really be, like, that balance. And with a little bit of astrology, I knew it was also meant because John's Mercury is in Libra, so it's like he helps me compromise. I'm kind of stubborn with my Mercury. Like, he gets me out of thinking of things subjectively and more objectively. So it was the fact that he helped me mold my mind frame. Like, naturally, I felt like I had like some type of emotional maturity. I feel like I had my mind prepared to be building not only wealth but a legacy. So when he came in and he was teaching me more things that other guys wouldn't do, he took everything that was about me and was just like, well, I don't really care about all that stuff. Like, I want to know you. Like, I'm trying to get to know you. And we just had fun. And I was just like, it was giving me everything, checking off the boxes that I didn't know I had, or it's like subconsciously I knew that's what I wanted out of a man. And then you came in and you was like the reality of what I was thinking, what I felt that I needed. It was like everything was in alignment with like thinking about where we wanted our goals to be, where we were thinking about where we were when we were children and where we are now, and like how we really did everything that we said we wanted to do as individuals, but we did it together. So I just knew that we could just really build like a great foundation. And you were changing and shedding old ways for me. I felt like you didn't allow pride to ever be at the forefront of our relationship, and that's what I really needed, was to not think with pride but feel like I can think with my heart. And I felt like I could really ground myself with you. And I do feel like I can ground myself with you, not to make it seem like that's past tense, but no, I feel like I feel very secure with you, not only
Mm-hmm.
emotionally, but mentally and physically. You give me security as well. It's like you take care of my mind, my body, my soul, and you're learning how to grow in different areas of my life with me. And I just respected that you never
As
gave
long
up on me.
as, being a big supporter and being able to support your every move and making you feel like, you're special, you're the only one in the world, and that you don't have to worry about anything else. You don't have to worry about, the next person being there to scoop me off my feet, because that's not gonna happen. I'm worried about you and you only. I've seen plenty of people who are in relationships that decide whether or not they want to get married or not, right? If you are in a relationship and you decide that, oh, you know what, I don't want to get married, and your significant other decide I don't want to get married, then
By all means,
do that.
Do that.
That's up to you, because I
Be
did not
equally
see
yoked
me.
as a love language.
I did not see me getting married at the end of the day either. But I just felt it inside. It was like a gut feeling, like, okay, this is the one. But let me phrase that. At the end of the day, if you are the type of person who doesn't want to get married, but your girlfriend is the type of person that does, I can't see your relationship working out.
Yeah, unless you're willing to see things emotionally as the next person. And if you do feel like you've given it your heart and your soul and it's just not for you, you may just meet somebody that's on the same frequency as you.
I know people who said they don't know if this is a person they want to get married to, but they want to get married. Or I know people who said that, they don't know if they want to have kids by this person, but their significant other wants to have kids, they want to be married. And I know people who just doesn't know whether they want to live with this person or not.
That's true.
And my thing is, why are you wasting your time being in this relationship if you feel like, you
don't have the same goals? Also, like, I feel like where you want to go in life, you need to make sure that this is the person that can help you get there. Any vision that you have thought about yourself and you feel passionate about, you gotta go and you need to do that.
During those time periods where, we were going through our ups and downs, not once have I ever thought about whether or not I did not want to get married or whether I wanted to get married. I knew for a fact what I wanted.
Yeah.
It's just, where was I relationship? Yeah, where was our relationship and was it meant? And I don't want you guys, leaving we're not going to necessarily tell you what the promise about, but we don't want you thinking that everything is just peaches and cream, everything just great.
No, there's so many highs and lows before you even realize,
I broke the promise, and you guys probably want to know what it's like, to get back into a relationship, after losing trust in somebody. I can tell you my process, and I can tell you guys.
We should do another video, actually.
Yeah, I can tell you my process on what it's like, to earn someone's trust back after losing it. But we're gonna save that for another video. Yeah. So you guys could come along after.
Let's give at least 3 tips on how you can move towards marriage.
Okay.
One. Okay, go ahead.
All right. We're gonna go 1-1.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like going towards marriage should be an understanding, trust, communication. That's it. 1. Yeah, I'm sorry. So I'm just say trust.
No, yeah, I like that you said those were your 3. But for me, how I took the question was, for one, just make sure that you understand one another's love language and make sure that you're always constantly doing it. Be conscious of how you express their love language and make sure that it has little reminders of who they are. 2, like I said before, like goals, like make sure that you guys are moving towards the same things in life.
I think that's one of the most important things besides trust. Trust is probably at the top.
Like, this is like how you're going to build trust.
Exactly, because financially you want to be able to provide for your family, and you want.
And that's like mediocre in the stands of relationships. Depending on who you are, I know a lot of people like to receive gifts, and that's their way of love. But I do feel like there is more to love than just materialistic things.
I just feel like, can you help me build you know,
to
do
make
a better person, to make more,
that too.
or and can I help you?
Right.
Like, I don't want to be a person who's going to be lazy and not do anything all day,
Yeah.
and just, you know, you sitting there going after your goals, and I'm just sitting back like waiting until eat off of you.
Right.
No,
so
I'm
it's
gonna
like,
go and get mine.
Yeah, so those are some things that me and John bonded off of. Like, that's a perfect example. Which you could potentially find yourself thinking that, okay, I want to be living in like the country, and say your significant other or the person that you're with now is like, okay, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, but I would move to, say, the suburbs, you know, meet them halfway, make sure that that is something that you guys could potentially work towards. If they're not on that level, then, you know, there's disconnects, and you need to also be aware of what red flags. I feel like red flags are there for a reason. Acknowledge them, and don't fight them because you want the ideal thing, the thing that we're all trying to get, which is love. Do it for who you are trying to become. Like, if you imagine yourself moving 3 kids and you want to go get your doctorate, make sure that that person that you're with is okay with that, will support you on that, and you guys are moving forward one towards that goal.
Yes.
And last thing, I feel like, you know, we said that we're talking about building trust, and some of these things are going to build trust, but I think it's also have fun with it. You got to make sure that the person you're with makes you feel alive. Like, they make you feel like you have joy, they make you optimistic. You know, you have to really think about what marriage is to you. Make sure that one goal is trying to understand where your significant other is mentally, but also like, how do they want their love life to be? And I feel like these are the daily conversations that we have, which help us have an understanding towards why we want to be married. Yeah. But that was a great way to tie up this video. It's a 619 ting done. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to We A Favorite Couple. And make sure that you hit the bell right next to the subscribe button so that you get notified every time your favorite couple posts videos like so. One love coming in right about